Was Deborah in the Old Testament a good example of a woman senior pastor?
Judges had multiple roles and responsibilities, and that's Deborah. Now, let me say one thing that's offensive. Many would go to Deborah and say, she is the greatest argument for a woman to be a senior pastor in the Bible. She's actually the greatest argument in the Bible for a woman not to be a senior pastor. In the Old Testament, the equivalent of the church was the local synagogue. The corollary of the senior pastor was called the priest. If God wanted her to be the equivalent of a senior pastor, he would have also made her a priest, and he didn't. In fact, God made 0 women in the Old Testament priests. All the religious senior leaders in the local congregation of God's people are all men. Now, it doesn't mean that women didn't do ministry. They do. It doesn't mean they don't lead. Deborah leads, and she leads ministry by leading worship. She is a leader, one of the greatest leaders in the history of the world. We're talking about senior leadership, not in the government, but in the church. There's only one king in the nation of Israel in its entire history that is a woman, who is Jezebel's daughter.